What if your child started cleaning their school every day and loved it? Today, we're diving into how school life for 10-year-olds looks radically different in Japan compared to the US, and what that says about culture, discipline, and childhood itself. Stick around to see which country actually has shorter school days, and why that might be a good thing. Ever wonder what a typical school day looks like for a 10-year-old in Japan compared to one in the United States? Let's start at the very beginning, the morning routine. In Japan, the day starts with structure and respect. Students bow to their teacher and greet each other with a polite "Ohayo gozaimasu," which means good morning. Then, attendance is quietly taken. In the US, mornings are a little more relaxed, a casual good morning, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, and then a quick attendance check. Classroom setup also reflects cultural values. In Japan, students usually stay in one homeroom all day, while teachers come to them. Desks are often arranged in tidy rows or collaborative groups, and yes, everyone's shoes are left at the door. In the US, it's more flexible. Students might move to different rooms for art, music, or PE. Desks come in clusters, rows, even circles, and there's usually more visual stimulation on the walls. Now, let's talk about lunch. In Japan, lunch is part of the curriculum. Students serve each other wearing aprons and masks. Everyone eats together in the classroom. It's calm, communal, and cleaning comes afterward. In contrast, American students usually head to the cafeteria. They pick their food. Sometimes schools allow students to sit where they want, whereas some schools do assigned seating. In both instances, lunch feels more like a break, often followed by outdoor recess. Finally, how the day ends is just as different. In Japan, there's no janitorial staff. Students clean the classroom, bathrooms, and hallways themselves. It's called suji, and it's meant to teach responsibility and respect for shared spaces. In the US, when the bell rings, students pack up and leave, either heading home or to an after-school program. Cleaning is left to custodial staff. 2 school days. 2 systems, 1 shared goal, shaping the next generation. But the how, that's where things get fascinating. In the next section, we'll look at how behavior is managed in both countries, and what that says about the values behind the classroom walls. When it comes to discipline and behavior in schools, Japan and the United States take 2 very different paths. In Japan, group harmony is everything. The class runs on the idea of minna no tam ni, for the good of everyone. Students are encouraged to keep each other on track, not just themselves. Teachers assign rotating roles, like blackboard cleaner, lunch leader, and even daily class captain. Discipline isn't just taught by adults, it's reinforced by peers. Cleaning time, or suji, isn't just about hygiene. It's a daily practice in responsibility, humility, and care for shared spaces. If you spill something, you clean it together. Now contrast that with many US classrooms. Here, discipline is usually managed on an individual level. Color-coded behavior charts, sticker rewards, hall passes, and, if needed, detentions. Counselors may step in for recurring issues. Rules are often clearly posted on the wall. The emphasis? Personal accountability, knowing the expectations, and choosing how to meet them. While Japanese classrooms rely on group culture and peer reinforcement, American classrooms aim to support the individual, their choices, their voice, their path. That same cultural lens doesn't stop with behavior. It shows up in the classroom too, especially when it comes to what kids learn and how they're tested. Because discipline might shape how students act, but academics shape how they think. Let's take a look at what 10-year-olds are expected to know and how their school systems prepare them to succeed. Japan follows a national curriculum, ensuring that nearly every 10-year-old across the country is learning the same material at the same pace. Memorization is key, especially in subjects like math and language. There's less room for deviation, and more focus on precision. And for many students, the school day doesn't end at dismissal. Enter Juku, private after-school academies, where students review, repeat, and drill what they learned in class. It's common for even elementary students to attend these several nights a week. The reason? Standardized testing. Even though high-stakes exams don't hit full force until middle and high school, the pressure begins early. Academic performance in Japan is tightly tied to future school placement and, eventually, career paths. Now, in the United States, academic standards vary state by state. While there are national benchmarks like Common Core, each district decides how to teach them. There's a stronger emphasis on creativity, self-expression, and project-based learning, especially in elementary grades. Standardized testing does exist, especially with assessments like MAP, STAR, or state-specific exams. But for 10-year-olds, these tests are less intense and often diagnostic rather than competitive. Japan and the US both rank highly on PISA scores, but their paths to success couldn't be more different. But the student experience? That tells a very different story. In Japan, independence isn't just encouraged, it's expected. By age 10, many students walk or bike to school on their own, sometimes several blocks, sometimes even taking public transit. It might seem risky from a Western perspective, but in Japan, it's considered a normal and essential part of growing up. This early trust builds confidence. Students learn to navigate their neighborhoods, follow safety routines, and take ownership of their time. Even once they arrive at school, the responsibility continues. From serving lunch to cleaning classrooms and bathrooms, students are entrusted with the daily upkeep of their environment. These aren't chores, they're lessons in dignity, discipline, and respect for shared spaces. Shifting the focus to the US, most 10-year-olds in the United States don't go to school alone. They arrive by bus or are dropped off by parents or caretakers. Even students who walk often do so with adult supervision. Throughout the day, transitions are monitored, from classroom changes to bathroom breaks. There's a clear sense of protection, safety, and structure. Life skills are taught, but usually in structured settings, like health class or after-school programs. These lessons are intentional, but they're rarely integrated into the everyday school routine the way they are in Japan. This begs to ask the question, responsibility versus protection. Which builds confidence? It's a fascinating contrast. In Japan, responsibility comes from real-life roles. In the US, protection helps foster safe learning environments. So what's the better approach? That depends on your values and your vision for what childhood should look like. So, what did we learn? Japanese and American 10-year-olds may be the same age, but the school worlds they live in are completely different. From how they greet the day, to how they learn, eat, and even clean, everything is shaped by culture, expectations, and what each society values most. It's not about which system is better. It's about what we want for our kids and the kind of adults we're hoping to help them become. Do we raise them with structure or give them freedom to find their way? Do we build independence early or protect and support through every transition? There's no single answer, but understanding the differences helps us ask better questions. If you found this comparison helpful, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We explore education around the world every week, so you never miss a chance to rethink what learning could look like. And if you're curious about how Finland's education system flips everything on its head, tap here to watch Japan versus Finland, Discipline versus Freedom in Schools. Trust me, you don't want to miss it.